Hello again. Hello again. Yeah, a week ago or so, I wasn't expecting I'd be able to say that again because I tell you about a week and a half ago, I had an experience where I was pretty clear that my time was up. I was leaving my body. I had an experience where. I was incredibly dizzy. It was just increasing. My heart was palpitating, was racing. It was getting worse. I was really feeling at the time like I was leaving my body. And I've had a couple of times in my life when I've been very close to death. So, it wasn't a totally uninformed um, idea I had at the time. Of course, it was wrong because I'm here. And as it turned out, it seemed that I had eaten something that I had a really, really strong response to. So anyway, the reason I'm sharing that with you is because at the time that it was taking place, um, it's very interesting. I was sitting down and thinking, wow, here I was just about to go to the shops. I was having people over for dinner. I was going to do whatever I was going to do tomorrow. I was going to do whatever I was going to do next week. My life was going to continue like everybody's life continues, kind of looking at doing the things we've planned. And here I was, and whoop, it's all gone. It's all on the way out. So in that moment when I'm really very, very present to that I'm leaving, I determined I wanted to call the people who were dearest to me, and that was my kids and also my ex-wife, who's a very dear friend, and the mother of my youngest daughter as well. And it's funny. Whenever I call them, I always get the voicemail, right? But this time, of course, I get them all live. So each one I said, hey, I actually don't have time for a conversation, but I just wanted to call you. I just wanted to say, hey, Rod, hey, it's beautiful life. It's a divine life, and I really love you. And I'll see you soon. And later on, after I'd done all that, I was just aware of how it is that, how precious life is, but how unaware we are of that. I mean, just like I'm sure you've heard the uh, idea or whatever that when somebody's dying, probably they're not sitting there regretting, oh, I wish I spent more time at the office. I wish I'd worked on the car more, or I wish I'd spent more time shopping. Right? It's not like that. It's like there's a regret. A regret. It's, oh, I wish I'd spent more time with the people I love, doing the things I love, telling everyone how much I love them, just being in my heart, being present to love, right? And it's interesting in this regard that a couple of days ago I was coaching a couple of my clients, and I began the session by asking them both and having the ladies speak first, asking them both, so why are you here today? Why are you giving your valuable time, your energy, and your money as well to being with me? What do you want? What do you really, really want from this? What's the point of all this? And she first began answering me with, well, when we have trouble communicating its problems, I want to be able to get by it, get past it. And I said, okay, so that's not what you really want. She looked at me, and I said, you don't really want the high point of your life, that what you're really looking to achieve is fixing problems. Do you? Do you really want that there's problems there to be fixed? Is that as high as you can get it right now, that it's full of problems, but at least we're fixing them? So how about you don't have any problems? Let's say you don't have any problems. What do you want? What do you really want? What's your heart's desire? And she went through different things, and it was just interesting seeing how not present to her heart's goal, which we got to, with some coaxing. And eventually she said, well, yeah, I want love and I want intimacy with my husband, with the father of my children, with this man. Sure, that's what I want, of course. And I said, of course? I said, but it's not of course. The way it goes, the actual course of our life is that we have this kind of idea in the background somewhere, maybe with a lot of prompting, what's really important to us. But that's not where we're at. That's not what we're dwelling on or in. That's not what we're focusing on. That's not directing our experience right now. What we're actually doing is filling our lives with stuff to fix and resolve and to do, and just stuff, so much stuff. But what's really our priority, we're not giving priority to, and that's unfortunate. We're not trained to consciously be present to what's really, really important. And it's interesting, but in all spiritual cultures, Japanese, Chinese, Indian, Native American, including the Central Americans, shamanic traditions, even in the mystical aspects of our own Western traditions, there was an awareness of death. There was a genuine focus on death, because death is that moment in your life that tells you how precious the moment is. It's like the way that, you're being told, okay, this particular stream is over. Whether you believe that anything happens next or whatever it is that you believe happens next, it doesn't matter, because the point right now is this is over. This is over. And we're not really sufficiently aware of that. In fact, we take this for granted. And this is a stream of moments. And at each and every moment, it's like, okay, this is over. This moment's over. This moment's over. This moment's over. And we're pretty much not aware of that. We're not aware of how precious the moment is. We don't use the moment for what we love the most, who we love the most. Love is it. Love is really it. That's what we all want more than anything. And yet how much of our lives do we dedicate to expressing and experiencing love, to being in love? Interesting thought. So, I'm coaching my clients, and they're really clear how amazing it is. Yeah, we're not actually giving attention. And we need to. We need to take up processes, read, do whatever it takes to help us be more aware of the fleeting nature of life, of death. It's like, without being aware of death, how aware are we of life? Because they're so connected. Like, if we don't understand who are men, how are we going to understand who are women? If we don't understand what's light, how are we going to understand what's dark? These things are so relative, and they're so connected. So connected. So it's something I just wanted to share, to encourage you to think more about this, give more time to considering what's most precious to you, what you really, really want the most, and not to just allow your life, your day, to be stolen unconsciously by things that aren't the priorities. The priority's the priority. It should be. What's your priority? Really, what is your priority? What would you love to do? Who would you love to be doing it with? Got stuff to think about. And again, I just like to leave you to hold on to the thought that live as you love from the heart. I look forward to being with you next time. Take care now.